Hello, I'm Nick Briggs, and you're listening to the legend of the traveling TARDIS. I say traveling time lord.
Do it again. Just do it again. Just for the count.
Okay.
Just for the sake. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Briggs, and this is the legend of the traveling TARDIS.
Hello and welcome, fellow Whovians, to the legend of the traveling TARDIS. It's the beginning of spooky season, and if you want something really scary, decaf coffee. No, it's not decaf coffee. I'm not crazy like that. I'm not that scary. But I do want to say it is September 30th in Canada. That is Truth and Reconciliation Day. So I just want to take a moment. I'm wearing an orange shirt today for that, to honor that day, which recognizes the 150,000 Indigenous children that had to suffer through the residential school system in Canada, also in the United States. So I just wanted to acknowledge that before we get started. But on happier notes, it is the beginning of a spooky season as of tomorrow, technically, depending on who you talk to. We've been spookying it up all September, because that's what we do. But today we are going to be talking about the spookiest, scariest episodes of Doctor Who. And there we go. There's the picture. I was looking for it to put it up. Christian's got it back behind the scenes. My wonderful showrunner. Let's bring him in as well. Hey, Christian, how's it going?
I don't want anybody to see me as is, so there you go. How you going? Yeah,
There
if you're watching right now live, welcome there to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And tomorrow, can you believe it? Tomorrow it starts spooky season, or it's already October. So yeah, and we already started the days, the Traveling TARDIS days to Halloween. So if you're looking for videos and such, we've already got them up, and we're going to continue running them throughout the entire month of October up until the 31st for Halloween. So very excited, and I brought the old candle back. I'm glad it's still working, because this thing is, I've dropped it like 300 or 400 times, and it's just like it's been splitting up, and it's all wax. So you just kind of like have to take it and rub your fingers against it to try to mold it back into place. So there you go. Had a great time on the Halloween Horror Nights thing we did last week.
I wasn't here for it.
Robert. Yeah,
it went well, did it?
It went extremely well, better than I expected. We may, and Robert's on the episode, so we'll talk to him about it. But we may be talking. We may have a part 2, because I never got around to talking about the haunted houses. we had Roddy. Who is the guy? If you know anything about Halloween Horror Nights, he's the guy that designed Jack, who would be the first icon of Halloween Horror Nights, and he is like a Jaws aficionado. Jaws, the movie, which actually celebrated its 50th birthday. I can't believe Jaws is 50. And
excuse me, I'll be over here crumbling to dust.
Yes, and exactly, yeah. Thanos snapped his fingers, but it was wild. I mean, if anybody wants to check out, it was the episode for last week. It was a great history lesson of Halloween Horror Nights, but we never got around to rating the haunted houses, and hopefully we'll be doing that in the coming weeks. So
Excellent. It was interesting. I think the day after the show, I had a friend up in Edmonton saying, "Oh, I wish I could go down to Orlando and do Halloween Horror Nights."
It's one of those things that you got to try out. But I love, and one of the things we were talking about is this. It's like when we first went to Halloween Horror Nights, it was like, this is not for the kids. This is definitely not for the kids as far as the gore and everything. I mean, it's up there. It's ratcheted up there. And now I see parents bringing strollers in. I'm just like, okay, I guess we're raising them early. But yeah, I just remember it was a no-no to bring kids in. In fact, it's still not even recommended. It's not. You got to think it's not like Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas, which was meant for the kids. This one is meant to be to the extreme. So, oh yeah,
excellent. Well, speaking of scary, let's let him bring up the scariest person,
Tom.
Yeah,
of course.
or whatever has eaten Tom.
That was perfection there.
Are you on the square? Are you on the level? Are you ready to swear right here, right now, before the devil? And that's long distance dedication from Taste of Cake to Jezebel and Decibels. Stay strong, my sister. Stay strong.
Okay.
Welcome, Tom.
I have a photo with me here. F&V.
Nice.
Noise.
Also back with us, we've got Rob Lupo.
Hey
Rob.
guys.
Yeah.
I think this is the first show we've done together.
Yeah. How you been?
Not bad. Running amok. I'm getting ready for Frankenstein here in Alberta.
Oh,
doing lighting design for a stage play of it. So that's my spooky season hobby.
I miss doing haunted houses. That was when you design haunted attractions and so forth. It's a year-long process, So when you tear down, you usually take maybe a week off, and then it's design and build until the next season.
Yeah,
lots of fun.
And for those of you who were with us on last week's episode, this last week was actually Rob's first episode at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and what a proper way to bring him in than talking about Halloween Horror Nights and all the local attractions out there. You still do the Orlando Wizard, right? Is that still?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out all the attractions he's been in.
So,
Hey, Joseph.
One of the nice things about having a YouTube channel is that you get invited to all the different attractions. So, I was hitting Halloween Horror Nights, the RIP tours, for several years. Yeah. And then I was doing Screamageddon and, all these other drive-through haunts and all the haunts like Henry's down towards Lakeland. And oh my goodness, lots and lots of fun.
I've never told this story, and I forgot what it was. I think it was called the Haunted Road or something like that. But when we were all coming out of COVID for the very first time, I don't know if you remember this. There was a haunted attraction where you could drive through.
Yeah, the Haunted Road.
Yeah, the Haunted Road. Were you there for the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done.
And that disappointment face is exactly what was it appropriate for that.
So on the Orlando Wizard, I have a review with my friend Danny, who she also has a YouTube channel, and we sat there. We were like, "What happened?" It was no, it was their first year, but it was very sparse. And I mean, you have to give them credit for trying, but I personally don't feel that it was really well planned out. Later, as they progressed, they got better and better, but we're not quite there yet. I mean, like last year was much better than the years before.
I haven't seen I've kind of avoided like the plague after the first year because it was just you got to think, Dave. There was The entrance alone, trying to get into this attraction was. I'm surprised that the
The
police didn't
line
shut
of
it down.
cars.
No, it wasn't just one line. The only way to get in was this one area right here. And there was one way in and one way out going this way, and one way in and one way out coming this way. And everybody was going in this direction and literally fighting to get in. To make things worse, somebody's vehicle had to be towed out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I got to
You
see
broke
that
down.
monstrosity happen because all of a sudden the lane on our side, which was going, for a better term, south to north, because there was like an east to west, and this was the only way to get in. So I was like, is anybody going to come out here and guide us? Because we don't know what's going on.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I turned around, which was a bad thing. And plus, you were scheduled to come into this thing, and it's just like, you guys really just don't have it. Now,
so you drive like a madman to get there so you don't miss your time slot, only to find out that once you got to your time slot, it was another 45 minutes to an hour before you actually got in. I was
because there was already running behind. Now, I just have a question. What was your expectation of the Haunted Road when you first saw it? I mean, before you even got in there, when you saw the advertisements and everything, what was your expectation of the Haunted Road?
I expected to have a kind of like a scary attraction. So as I was driving to the different scenes, there would be more interaction with the cars and, and the scenes that are going on. Right. So the scenes are a perfect misdirection. So everybody's watching the scene. So that's the perfect time for, creatures to come out from the woods where you're not looking and come up to your car and scare the living crap out of you. So not only could we not see them very well, in the center, they didn't interact with the cars or come out and really kind of play to the audience. We couldn't hear them very well. We couldn't see them very well. There's a lot of times I'm like, I have no idea what just happened. But it was lacking.
It was, and not only that, my impression was you were going to drive and things were just going to jump out at you, Dave. That's what my assumption, when you were going to just drive around and and things were just going to walk up to your vehicle, and we were still kind of coming out of COVID. So I understood. They even said, keep your windows closed. I was like, okay, I appreciate what they're doing out here.
Yeah. I didn't keep my windows closed.
The way that they did that, they split it up into scenes. So you drove, stopped, saw scene, drove, stopped, saw scene, drove, stopped. This is why it was taking 45 minutes, because it wasn't just like drive on and go into go in. It was like you had to stop for these scenes. And not only that, but each scene that you were at, there was a radio station. And if you were not paying attention to the radio station, they had to change the radio station frequencies. So if you weren't paying attention, you couldn't even hear what was going on.
Right. So as you went from one scene to the other scene, there was a small sign that would say, well, now you're going to go to 42.3. You're like, if you didn't see that, if you drove by that, you're like, what's going on?
Why don't you just keep it on one channel?
I was hoping. So Not Scary Farm back in California, which is at Not Scary Farm, they were the first one to actually haunt a theme park. Mm-hmm. And they also haunt the rides. So I was honestly hoping it'd be like the log ride at Not Scary Farm, Haunted, which was like my absolute favorite ride to go on. And it's slow moving. And then these creatures would come out and they would scare the crap out of you. Or they tried. So their first year, it just didn't quite work. And then as they progressed, because they were serving alcohol there too. So when you got to the end, you could get food and take pictures, and they had other things there.
We were trying to get the hell out of there so quick. It's like, we're done with this.
Now, I will tell you right now, the food there is first year was actually really good, and it's just gotten better and better every year. So the food is actually quite nice. But I mean, they're still working bugs out.
Understood. All right. Well, that was the haunted road. Sorry, Dave, but I was just like,
it's spooky season. There's a lot going on.
Season. Oh yeah. So
we'll take this conversation and take it out of the time allocated for Who Knew News.
Oh wow! Don't do that to Gadget.
We have no news.
Oh well, that's true. It's still Gadget. We want to give her due. So hang on.
All right. Well, why don't you run that beginner, and we'll bring up Gadget, and we'll talk Who Knew News.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Nobody saw this backstage. As soon as I hit the Who Knew News button, Gadget dropped out alive.
It has to be the videos. There has to be something with the videos and everything.
That's
because
weird.
It's all the commercials, it's all the whatever, but like I said, like here we got relax, roll, and everything. So yeah, there's no news because it's all being rehashed, and that's what hurts because you want to know what's going to happen, but stop rehashing it because most people are getting misled, hearing rumors and things like that. Yes, there was something posted in Radio Times. Yes, there was Billy and David said something and everything, but we don't know if it's true or not. And that's the problem. More people are just taking old news and just rehashing it. So as far as we know, the updates that I have are still January of 2026. As far as we can know, Land and the Sea is going to be on Disney. And then Billy and David are going to be doing their usual fan expos and everything. They were at Fan Expo last week, as well as the other conventions that are coming up. Unless, like Patty said last week, she cancels, we may know. It could be also a Wednesday thing. We don't know because we've got people canceling at New York Comic Con for certain movies and everything and stuff. So it's depending on what's going to happen. But as of now, there is no Doctor Who news. It's all rehashed. And right now, the only reason Disney said that they have Doctor Who is because of Land and Sea. Otherwise, if someone buys that off Disney, we don't know. And otherwise, we just have happy birthdays today. And especially one that was funny just now that you had posted with Nick and everything. Because he really did mess that up and everything.
I wouldn't let it go. That was... when we were still part of the audio, we were recording it on it's Zoom. I think it was Dave. Zoom, yeah. We were recording live on Zoom, and when we were part of the Hanging With show, they would burn the audio. But I think I can still find them every now and then. We still have classic episodes that we still haven't released. They're somewhere in YouTube ether right now, and we'll probably be releasing them hopefully soon, just in case. So if we take some time off, you'll probably see a classic episode that we haven't done in quite some time. But go ahead, if you want to jump into the birthdays, I'll go ahead.
Yep, especially since it's Nicholas's birthday and everything. Nicholas Briggs.
That's why I used his intro.
Yeah, he had turned 64 years old, and basically you can always catch him in the audio dramas as well as the regular series. Right now, what is he doing right now? Because Wikipedia and everybody else has him just listed as he's working.
That's all he does. I mean, if it's not Big Finish, he's doing.
Yeah, because all they have him right now. So. As I'm saying, all he's doing is, it said the last thing he had was in 2024 was BBC Prom. He was the Dalek dialogue of the I can't do it. Vinix, I think I said it right and everything. And his last video game was EVE Online, the Dalek's voice role in 2022. Otherwise, he just keeps working and working unless they're going to use him in Land and Sea. But so far, that's all he's got right now.
Nothing surprises me with this man anymore.
Yeah.
He is like a versatile. He's fun. Even when I met him, he was fun. And then we also have, as you said, this lovely lady that passed away. And if you are of the Caddyshack generation, you know her and everything. She said she was blind as a bat in that pool scene because she needed her glasses and she couldn't see anything and stuff. But she would have been 71 years old. And believe it or not, she's born in Chicago, Illinois. Cindy Morgan. And I remember her from Tron, but everybody else remembers her from Caddyshack. I think I wasn't allowed to see Caddyshack until I was old enough.
I remember her from both, and I just remember seeing documentaries, and I got a chance to actually interview her on another podcast. But I do love the story where when there's that scene where Chevy Chase has the oil and he spills it all over her. That was improv, and her reaction to that was like, "What the?" If you see her reaction in Caddyshack,
Yeah, she
that was
said,
genuine. That was not acting. She's like, "What the heck did you just do?"
It's either he slipped or he did it purposely, but it was. They said it was like they thought it was going to be an ad lib, but then they kept it in during the cutting of everything.
Oh yeah, Caddyshack was Caddyshack is one of those movies. If you really think about it, if you think about, I'm thinking, I'm trying to find a. You know how they rate movies and stuff about as far as story and characterizations. Caddyshack is one of those movies that just throws that out the window because it should not have been
made.
Well, yeah, I meant how much money they spent on it and how much delays and even the beaver. What was it? The beaver? Is that the beaver?
Oh, the gopher.
The gopher. The gopher. Cost them money and I think they were just improvising everything. There was supposed to be a scene between Chevy Chase and Bill Murray because the production people wanted it. They said like, "Hey, how are you going to have these two in the same movie and not even interact?" And these guys were at each other's throats. I mean, we still had a bitter feud after Saturday Night Live and during. So.
And nobody realized that Bill Murray's brother was the one with the caddies and everything.
Yeah, the lead caddy.
And everything. And the same thing. That's why I was laughing when he did National Lampoon with Christmas Vacation, like being the boss and everything. Like those two got along, but the other one didn't. And it was just funniest thing. The accents that she was supposed to have an Irish accent kept going in and out. The other actress and everything. It was just one of those. Yeah.
I loved her in Tron. I thought they would bring her back, and unfortunately, I guess not. Won't be able to now.
They still messed up Tron because he should have been my age in the kid. If you go based on the way Tron came out, he should have been my age.
And we have one more birthday, don't we?
Yes, we do. Dominic, and if I say it right, is it Glynn?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm trying to research because some of the stuff he's done and everything, but he did the Doctor Who theme for which version, or he did all the versions. That's why I wanted to make sure.
6th Doctor and I think 7th Doctor.
That's what I was trying to make sure.
I know he did the Trial of the Time Lord theme, which is actually still one of my favorites.
But I thought he did also Baker's as well, but I don't know if that was later or something. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
Yeah, like a redone or something because of all those added cartoons and animation and stuff.
Well, I still know he still makes the music. He still puts out albums and he does remix of the.
They have Spooky Silent Christmas, Doctor Who Terror Vision, Warped Mind, Graceful Play. Like these are some of his tracks that he has and everything. Christmas Rush. Not bad. Like when I was looking at all this, I just wanted to make sure on which doctors he had done for and everything, because I knew one of them. But not too bad. He turned 65 years old on the 27th of September. But yep. Hopefully they're going to hire him for Land and Sea and see what happens.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put let's go ahead and end the
no news. This looks like
no news.
Because this looks like somebody later on in the series. Oh, now it worked. Oh, he has the gopher.
Don't say anything. It'll jinx it.
I'm all right. Nobody worry about me.
Imagine if you get them to sign that.
Or trying to get the others. Besides Rodney, and Ted Knight. So yeah. See what happens. I'm all right.
We got the auto pen, maybe.
So someone just told me like the other day when I had him out, because I'm getting all the Halloween stuff ready and everything, that he does look like the master.
All right, so on with the show, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Let's.
Okay.
So we're not rating things. We'll go in whatever order I feel like.
Hey, it's time for commercials.
Let's. Yes, that's right.
Want to do commercial?
We'll go to commercials and then we'll talk our scariest episodes.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's just.
I'm author Mark Muncy,
And I'm author Erica Lance.
and this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Now, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
So join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
As film historian Jim Kitsis writes in his book, Horizons West, the call has echoed out over the lonely landscape of critical endeavor. What is the Western? We know it when we see it, but we also know the Western can be many things, a non-specific collection of elements or settings. The Western can be a hero, a villain, the wilderness, freedom, honor, savagery, or maybe all of those things. Or maybe none of them. The American Film Institute defines Western as a genre of film set in the American West that embodies the spirit, the struggle, and the demise of the new frontier. But then sometimes the Western is none of those things, and yet the film is still a Western. Maybe the Western is a vibe, a feeling, an intangible spirit, archetypes of history or mythology. Maybe the Western is the sound of a hawk overhead, or the click of a gun, or horse hooves thundering across the prairie. Maybe it's a showdown, a setting where the desert meets the rocks, a dusty town, a snowy forest, or an old truck driving down the highway. The Western can be many things, all of those things, or none of those things. Sometimes the Western is a Western simply because there's horses on film.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused on sewing clothes. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down, I didn't listen to that voicemail, but TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
Are we back?
Maybe.
Yay. And we're back.
It's cool.
Welcome back,
Now we're
ladies and
back.
gentlemen.
From outer space.
From outer space, or out to outer space, or something,
Filling the void.
filling the void. No, that's a different show.
Yeah, me and Dave.
But yes, welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We're talking the scariest Doctor Who episodes. And since he's got a thing, since he's holding up another pop, let's ask Tom what his scariest show was.
Quoth the Raven, eat my shorts.
That is scary. That's scary.
Oh, hello.
Where the hell did that come from?
Something I don't know about StreamYard.
Oh yeah, I found a new little fun little thing. Dave, I don't know if you read your email, but I found some other things that are going on with StreamYard now.
Oh yeah, they're doing all sorts of updates, sound effects being one of them.
Oh yeah, I did read that, but I don't produce enough. So, hello, I'm Sebastian McCoy.
And how much does it cost to have that added on?
Well, it's free. It's free stuff.
It was free.
Free.
But I just wanted to do it at a time when nobody was paying attention.
That's right. That's valid.
So
Tom, what did you pick for the for your scariest episode of Doctor Who?
So Dave, I chose Peter Capaldi's first story, Deep Breath, and ironically, as I looked in the studio, the same pictures that I chose were chosen there. Coincidence? Yeah. I think not. So that's one of the reasons why I chose Deep Breath.
Those eyebrows, that's a good reason to choose it.
Yeah,
scary.
Breaking the fourth wall. That's the whole thing. We had Oswin break the fourth wall. I was like, ooh, Jenna Coleman just looked at me. But not for the fact there was a dinosaur, not for the fact that there was a spontaneous combustion. And we find out that this is technically the sequel to Girl in the Fireplace, because this is the sister ship to the Madame de Pompadour, that the crew is taking bits and pieces of peoples and one bit from the dinosaur to put themselves together, make them human, which, again, is it in the first place? Were they droids? These are not the droids you're looking for. It's never been clarified. The idea was always in the back of my mind, watching this yesterday, when the 12th Doctor says, I don't kill or murder anyone, and the droid said, well, it's in our programming, we do not self-destruct. And then 12th says, well, one of us is lying. And then we see the death of the droid, and then Capaldi and the 12th Doctor breaking the fourth wall. It's like, setting up for a dark Doctor, which makes him my favorite Doctor. It's like, that was scary enough for me, saying, okay, who did it? Who killed that human droid? Also the fact, deep breath. How long can you hold your breath? And as I took a deep breath, as Clara did, I only lasted half as long, because of course I didn't pass out or anything, because I couldn't remember the rest of the story. The idea of wearing, or when 12th Doctor put the face on Clara, I said, it's a face. I was like, yeah. You play this just for the joke, for the scary bit of it. That's human flesh they put on her face. And then for him to disguise himself as one of them, he had it all wrapped around. It's like, okay, that's just nasty. So just the buildup of suspense, the fact they're going to kill everyone if they don't hold their breath. How long can you hold your breath? Or were you originally a human or a robot doing all these things? And this picture, I watched it because I remember this picture. I don't remember it being like this on the show. I may have to watch it a third time. But for the fact of they could do this after post for all these pictures, it's like, do you recognize this face? And that was the ongoing thing. Doctor, do you recognize his face? Why did you choose his face? The suspense is building up. And then, oh, welcome. What's the place called again? It's not Paradise.
The Promised Land.
The Promised Land. Thank you. See, I already forgot. You made it to the Promised Land. And did my boyfriend do this to you, or did you do it yourself? It doesn't matter. He gets angry sometimes. It's like, okay. Throw in again. Was it the doctor? Did the doctor kill him? We will never know. And then say, okay, there's this woman say, oh, my boyfriend. Okay. Thankfully, I don't have anyone like that. I hope not. Kind of wonder. No, she's an angel. But the nice callback of 11th explanation of why the phone was out when he did his last episode. Just going to Clara put it back into the doorway. Him calling her this time. So nice little. It had this had all the beginnings of something great. It's very classic for me. We had the humor. We had the suspense. We had, oh, I'm Scottish. I'm Scottish. I could be angry about everything. But yeah, just for that scary part, because we can go into further. Everything is going to get scarier. It took me, when I messaged Christian, I had to delete a paragraph, try and run through my head. Like, let me think about this. Anything classic, anything that someone else would say. This is the beginnings. So for me, it was a scary thought of, did the doctor, as Missy said, did he kill you or did you kill yourself? That was scary enough. Besides holding your breath because these droids are killing people and making them spontaneously combust for little bits and pieces to put themselves together. And how the hot air balloon was made of human skin. That's good. That's a bit scary right there. So
Luckily,
very simple.
The TARDIS.
Yes.
What was the TARDIS from
The Next Doctor.
The Next Doctor, yeah.
Say, So we start off the beginning because anyone can go think, oh, I like this one. Of course, everything in Capaldi's, I loved everything for Capaldi. People are just, why they did it. Couldn't have continued on. But he felt it was time. But this was the start of it all. So I just went very basic.
Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. And a good choice.
It had some good moments as far as some writing for Peter's doctor. It's just like the scene where he's talking about, I can open up bottles with his eyebrows. And
he's a tech eyebrows.
What was that scene? He was trying to steal the horse and he was going like, he was saying something, and then the writer took it, and he goes, "No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your horse." Something like that. I mean, just like seeing the little humor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I have to borrow your pet. So I'm like talking to the horse.
So I love his just grumpy alienness of him in this episode. He's just a grumpy old alien.
Doctor Who fan all these years. He finally gets to play the Doctor. You know, for him to start, and wasn't the other actor? I can't remember because Liz Sladen's husband was in. Was it this
Brian something? I can't think of it.
Yeah.
I'll look it
Between
up.
The two stories, The Mummy on the Orient Express and
Brian Miller,
Brian
because
Miller.
Sadie Miller, because of Sadie Miller, their daughter.
Yeah. So that means Brian. That was Brian. I need your coat.
Next up, let's just take. I'm without looking too deeply at these thumbnails because I like being surprised too. I'll skip to something a little bit on the older side, I think. And Gadget, what did you pick?
The Autons.
But which Autons? Which episode?
The third Doctor with Joe, because when I first saw it, I was little, and that messes up a child when your grandmother or your nana has the daffodils in a flower arrangement, and your cousin has the blow-up chairs, and then you see these, and you know everybody has Cupid dolls back then, and you're like, am I really living in hell? And I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like, everything, it was like plastic was eating people, the plastic bat like was on Joe's face, and I'm the kid going like, is this normal? I'm like, what did I just watch? And looking at it today, it looks like it's like some things are hilarious, like the dolls, everything and stuff like that. But it was like you had a vampire like looking one that bit the neck of the owner of, what was his Flanagan was it, and everything. And you had the other one with Delgado being the mind of the master. He was like trying to get everybody mind wiped and everything to do his orders and stuff. It was just one of those where I just kept looking like, where's this going next? And then looking at it today, I'm laughing hysterical that a phone wire is strangling the doctor and everything. But back then I'm like, I'm not going near the phone, because I'm like this little kid. This came out in like 71. So by the time I saw it on PBS, I was about maybe 3 or 4 when it aired on there in the, like, I was so late 80s, like early 80s or something like that. So they had it back to back. So I just saw it as like the dolls are attacking. I wouldn't go near my dolls for a while, like anything. It just got to a point, and then now watching, I'm like, did I really get scared of this? But it was just that it was more psychological. But then watching it now at this age, Joe reminds me of Sally Sparrow. And then I was going through my head, what if Sally Sparrow did get touched by the angel and went back and became Joe Grant, and that's why she wanted to be the doctor's companion so bad and everything, and the way she investigates things and stuff. Because that smile that Joe had during all of this is like she knows more than she's saying and everything. And it would make sense on a little bit of things, but like that scared the hell out of me because my cousin actually had one of those chairs and I refused to sit on it. I was like, nope.
That's the most uncomfortable chair on the planet. That was like,
I have the Darth Maul one sitting in my closet right now when I worked at the party store. It's sitting in there, not even opened.
That reminds me of water beds. My best friend had a water bed, and I actually got to sleep on it once. And I was like, "This is the most uncomfortable thing. How does anybody sleep on this?"
But I saw this thing eating him, and I'm like, and my cousin had one. I'm like, I'm not sitting in there. They're like, go sit on the chair. It's for kids. Nope. I said it's going to eat me, and they looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" And then my grandmother had the same exact daffodils. I would not go in the kitchen. She had them in a little arrangement with things, and I'm like, And they're like, what is making her scared of daffodils? They're fake. Look, I'm like, and everything. And now it's all catching on because that was the trend in the 70s. Those were the plastic flowers they had and everything. And it just, like, to a little kid not knowing what this was, it messed them up. Because you would see these things in your house and you're like, are we in trouble? And everything. Now looking at it, I'm laughing hysterical at some scenes. But then, like I said, Joe reminds me of Sally Sparrow. The way she was acting and everything, and especially that smile and stuff. Like she knew certain things, or she knew that the way she investigates and stuff. And then I was laughing though at one scene because it was Donna and Ten all over again, where there's like Joe standing like behind in the window, and there's the doctor being tied up, and he's like, "Don't, no," and she goes back down like that and everything. So I was like, okay, that's where they got that from. It was almost like you had a little bit of all the new Who mixed into this one once you get to rewatch it. But back then, nope. I would not go near daffodils. I would not go near plastic furniture. I was like, and dolls that look like that with vampires. Nope. All my Cupid dolls. I said, Mom, take them.
I think we could just make a.
That thing had teeth.
Did you see the teeth? Can't get back into it.
Like, did you see the teeth on that thing?
Apparently, Mark Robinson's our Candyman has been rating our choices. So Mark says I'd give Deep Breath a 6 out of 10. Scariest, to be honest, it was more steampunk. I see his point. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is just got to think about it back when we didn't have things that would tell you behind the scenes of stuff. So you're thinking the 70s and 80s when you look at this thing. Like I said, I'm scared of E.T. I will not go near E.T. You know?
So I guess you don't go on that ride at Universal then.
That my uncle got us all for Christmas the 4-foot-high stand-up-y things that were the things that like were because he knew somebody important. And basically my sister slept with hers while mine was in the closet, and it would wake up and it'd be right here on top of me. Now I have no glass on and this thing is like this, and I wake up and I'm like, I have this with Stripe and Gizmo, and I'm like, get this thing off of me.
Grant G says anyone with the Autons, so I guess Grant likes that.
But
and plus,
this foreshadows though somebody in that scene, the master.
well, Grant continues on, and I think he's referring to you, Robert. Here you go. He looks like the deadliest SMS.
Well, since we've got you, let's do Yes, definitely looks like the Master. So, Master, what did you pick?
You will obey me.
So I have a
Wonderful.
top 5 of the scariest episodes dealing with Doctor Who. These episodes showcase the Doctor's ability to blend science fiction and genuine horror, making them very memorable to many of the fans. My 5th is The Water of Mars, which was a 2009 special. The monsters were water-based creatures. The concept of water can take over a human is both unique and terrifying. The episode explores themes of fate and the consequences of defying time.
Robert, with respect, I'm going to hold you right there because you're not the only one who selected that. So I'm going to hold you right there. But if you want to talk with the person who made that selection, you guys can both talk about that episode. But I'm going to hold off because somebody had made that selection as well. I want you both to talk about it.
Yeah, several people actually picked many of the ones that I picked.
There you go.
My number 4 was Listen, which was season 8, episode 4. The creatures are unknown. And I think other people picked that as well. Do you want me to talk about the description or talk with somebody about it?
Well, we want to get to everybody's choices, but
Right.
just how about just jump down the
Sure.
5 and then we'll go to your
number
choice.
3
Number 1
is Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead, and that's season 4, episode 8 and 9. Very, very good episode. Number 2 on my list is The Empty Child. The Doctor Dances, and that's season 1, episodes 9 and 10. And what's great about this was the monsters were gas mask zombies. And my number 1 scariest episode, and I absolutely love this episode, was Blink, season 3, episode 10, with the Weeping Angels. And I chose that as my number 1 because when you have something that moves as fast as lightning, and the only way you can freeze it is by looking at it, which means the second you blink, it can move several feet. That's terrifying. Very, very good episode. If you haven't watched it, that's a must watch.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, mine too.
You can really tell Sally Sparrow really does look like Joe Grant.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, did the angel really get her in the end?
It's an interesting.
We never know because we don't see her again, right?
Yeah.
Robert, what attracts you to the Weeping Angels as far as being a monster is concerned? What makes them the top dog on this one?
So aside from the suspenseful storytelling and the whole terrifying concept of what the Weeping Angels are, I mean, they can only move when they're not being observed. So the tension builds as characters must keep their eyes on the angels just to survive. The whole concept is just mind-boggling. What's really great about this is when you're walking around, especially like Catholic churches, and they have statues of angels, and you just stare at them going, don't you dare move.
I was telling people.
Or gargoyles.
Talking about the episode previously, as I want to thank Stephen Moffat for ruining my day at Home Depot and Lowe's. I can't go out to the garden section and find peace anymore. Thank you, Stephen Moffat.
Yep.
Yes, screw bag. So it's just like, was there anything else about the episode that was it?
Blink was just so brilliantly written. It was just, especially when you have the doctor saying don't blink, don't breathe, it was just, to me it was probably one of the best written Doctor Who episodes, aside from the terrifying aspect of what's going on there. And then what happens to you if they do touch you really, really just kept you up at night.
I love this idea. Here's the scene right there that I pulled it up, right? The Sally Sparrow duck. No, seriously, duck. Just like
Yeah.
trying to warn her and just like, what the hell are you talking? I think and in previous episodes we were talking about this, but I think if we had episodes that we were looking at what would be an episode that would make a good haunted house, and I think the Sally Sparrow house would be awesome because you're already there walking around, and then you would see this as it come around the corner, and then the weeping angels would be staring at you and you couldn't blink, and I was just like, that would be an awesome haunted house.
Well, especially since it'd be easy to move the angel statues,
Yeah.
you know, so it that would just be a spectacular haunted house.
I would
And
love
I
it.
like how they trapped them at the end, which I won't give away if you hadn't seen it. I don't think anyone hasn't seen Blink, but how they end up trapping the angels indefinitely was brilliant. But what a great haunted house this would be.
The Doctor Who Time Fracture, the interactive theater production that they had in London for a while, had a segment that was Weeping Angels.
Wow.
And it was something.
So let's go ahead. Well, let me jump into the chats real fast because there is one chat that I wanted to hit with. It's timescales. Speaking of devil, Blink was right near the top for me until my wife ruined it by asking, why can't they just close one? I've always wondered that too. Oh, it's just like, why don't they just close one eye at a time, or as it just wink?
There's an answer to that. Not everyone can wink. Matter of fact, a large portion of the human race can't wink. They
certainly can't
end up
wink
doing
with-
something like this.
Yeah. That? Yeah, like that. I can't wait. Hold on. Like that.
Very close. Yeah.
My grandmother could do both eyes. That's why I could never do like
Yep, a lot can't just close one eye.
And
I can, but a lot of people, they can't wink.
Mark Robinson says, I give the Terror of the Autons for time 7.5 out of 10. Shop mannequins are scary. He also mentions Blink, which I give Blink 8.5 out of 10. One of the only modern Who that have given me a jump scare when shooting with
I can figure out how to rig one. I could actually have it out there and scare the package thieves.
Shooting with JW8 at Auburn Devil's End. There is a statue of an angel outside the primary school. So yeah, thank you, Stephen Moffat. Can't blink, can't breathe, can't do anything right there. I guess we're dead. So
pretty much.
Well, we could tie it back to Disney and gargoyles. They are a lot of gargoyles.
Everybody sounds like they're from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Anyway.
Is that all the chats we've got there?
Oh, we got plenty more chats. Hang on a second. Nicobat says, she says, don't blink and always carry a marker to keep track of the silence. So that's her advice to us if we're ever into the WHOniverse. And she continues, I'm thinking knock knock, silence in the library, and night terrors. Rose Kirby comes up and says, I think officially there is 21 Scariest Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah.
She's also citing that tomorrow, as we mentioned earlier, is the 1st of October, 4th quarter, World Music Day, and World Vegetation Day for what were you celebrate?
It's also National Dyslexia Awareness Month.
Oh, okay.
Spooky season. It's the month of Halloween.
Hey, Christian, you haven't got 3 more, so you have a 4th set of candles, Ronnie. I think I remember that skit. Sorry out there. So, yeah, we wanted to address this to Candyman. Hey, everyone, I hope all is okay. Just recovering from a sickness bug at the moment. So I hope you're feeling better there, Candyman. I really do. And, Yeah,
Lots of tea and honey.
lots of tea and honey. Andrew Thomas says, I really like the Edge of Destruction, Web of Fear, Inferno, and the Demons as scary classic Doctor Who stories. So, I gotta watch Edge of Destruction again. You're going to really classic. Inferno was a good one. It wasn't really, to me, it wasn't scary. It was just not like scary, but how do you put that? Not mysterious, not scary, but psychological. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought that was a good psychological story. And of course, the demons. And for right now, I think that is all the chats, Dave.
All right.
It's a light
Well,
day
speaking of-
today.
Sorry, what was that?
It's a light day today. Most people will be chiming in on these.
Yeah. But speaking of going back to some more classics, let's bounce back in time. And Christian, what did you pick?
I picked, of course, it's not only my favorite episode of Doctor Who, I still equate it to being the scariest episode of Doctor Who, and I picked The Talons of Weng-Chiang, of course. I don't know how this is not anybody's top 3 list. Everything from...
Again?
Which one?
Which one? 2 or 4?
The Talons of Weng-Chiang.
Which Doctor?
The 4th Doctor.
4th Doctor? Why didn't I see that one on my list? I was looking for the episodes.
4th Doctor. I just love this episode because it is ultimately scary. I mean, try watching it again. If you're not thinking that this is not in your top 3 or top 5 list, I have no idea. Especially the giant-sized rat, seeing Magnus Greel. And I thought it's also a fun episode, too. I love the part where the scene where Jay is about to shoot the Doctor. And I thought it was just cool that the Doctor knew what was going on. Not only is he holding the card up for him to shoot, but he takes the card and actually brings it closer to his face, like he's taunting him, like he's challenging him. And also the mere fact that we have our doctors dressed up like Sherlock Holmes, I thought that was cool. And you have Leela acting as Eliza Doolittle to Jago and Lightfoot. I thought that was a cool concept. I especially like that when I think it's Lightfoot is trying to teach her how to eat properly with utensils. She's still not getting it. And of course, if anybody knows the actor Deep Roy, I think this is one of his first episodes, if I'm not mistaken. If anybody wants to correct me on that, but yeah, this is Deep Roy, and before Star Trek, before Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, all that, this is his first role, and he was terrorizing. He was just magnificent. I mean, he just scared the crap out of me as Mr. Sin going around with the knife. Just this little peking homunculus. I think I said it properly. And it's supposed to have the brain of a pig, but he's just god awful evil. And it's like, wow. I think also they mentioned the word Reykjavik. I never thought I'd ever hear the city of Iceland in any Doctor Who episode, but I thought that was cool. And of course, they go into the tunnel scene, and I think there were certain scenes that you could just, yep, there were certain scenes with Louise that, a boy growing up my age were like, oh, what are those? So,
that you could get away with back then.
That you could get, well, there was a lot you could get away with, especially with PBS. But I simply adore this episode. I think it's one of the most brilliant episodes. It's one of the most scariest. I mean, it still kind of gives me the creeps anytime I watch it, especially with Mr. Sin and everything that goes on in this episode. It was just so well written and so well done.
The location that a lot of that was filmed at is a museum now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Mark and I actually went to it, and I think we sent you a picture of the outside. We didn't go inside.
I got to look at that again.
Yeah,
so,
we sent you a picture.
I just found it. It was on Tubi and also on Pluto TV. They have it in season 13 or 14. So if anybody wants to watch this episode,
I'm sure it pops up over on occasionally on those free networks. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, not only my favorite, not only the scariest episode, but I think my favorite episode. And there hasn't been an episode since. And then if we keep doing these, I'll probably be repeating myself. But
the rain in Spain, what is it? The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. Is that what?
a lot of reference to Eliza Doolittle, which Lightfoot is trying to train Leela how to be a proper girl, and of course she's a savage, so that's not working out for him too well.
Yeah. Very cool.
That was.
Yeah, I know my Tom Baker is still a giant hole in my viewing list, partially intentionally because I was waiting for us to. We had been talking about maybe doing some reviews of it, so I was waiting a little bit, and then I was also the source books here. I'd been watching seasons backwards in conjunction with reviewing those, and that's on hold for a little bit. So I haven't actually. I don't think I've seen the episode. I think I let me rephrase that. I think I've seen the episode, but not in any time that I remember.
Okay. I mean, it's one of those episodes I don't remember too clearly about. I just remember a lot of certain scenes, and it's popped up on Pluto TV. And every time I do, I try to watch it from beginning to end. But there are so many wonderful scenes in there. My favorite being that was it. They try to put him in the sword cabinet, and they try to put the Doctor in the sword cabinet, and they on stage. And as soon as they close the doors on him, they spin it around, and then the fourth Doctor just walks right out of the cave. It's just like, I'm not going to deal with this. So he has to put in his companion to do the sword trick. But I just thought it was just fun.
So my pick got spoiled. Rob.
Well, he picked.
Spoiling
you guys
my
can
pick.
talk about it together.
He picked two of mine.
It's true. But yes, I chose Waters of Mars.
Great episode.
Yeah, it's a great episode. It's
psychological.
Psychological. There's a
Definitely.
lot to it. As I said, I think one of the scariest lines is "Water always wins."
Scariest thing is it came true that they found waters on Mars.
Yes, it's a it's one of the few good zombie episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised there hasn't been more of them. But yeah, this water-based entities taking over the colonists on Mars, and the Doctor knows as soon as he realizes where and when he is that these people are destined to die, and it is an important part of their history that they die, because the captain's granddaughter is inspired by her story and goes on to do great things herself. And then at the end of the episode, he saves her, and she ends up unaliving herself off camera. So she still ends up dead at the end of the episode.
He rewrote her history.
Yeah, he rewrote a history, but then didn't. It still came true, and that took a lot out of him. But this is also an episode that I believe this was the jumping off point to the Time of Lord Victorious alternate history multi media blitz that they did, because he goes in and this is where he brings up, I am the Time Lord Victorious. I am the last. The laws of time will obey me. It doesn't matter that you were destined to die. I determined that. And he ends up, that never really goes anywhere. We could have had a point where we could have bypassed Matt Smith. I wouldn't want to do that, for the record, and go right into the angry Doctor that was Capaldi.
Actually, could he have been the Valley Yard?
He could have easily gone to the Valley Yard. He could have gone any number of very dark directions from that scene right there, where he's like, I control time. This is me. I'm doing this because I can. Not because I should, not because I want to, but because I can. And that's one of the scariest moments of the Doctor. It's it goes a step past the space god moment that we've talked about a few times on this show that makes the Doctor seem larger than life. It's the space demon. You could see him pushing the line there when he does this. And that's just the end of the episode. The whole episode, though, is full of tension, full of science-y scary. Because again, this is a water-based thing. Water will always win. Water will destroy metal given time. Water can outweight you. Water will be here long past you. Ice water.
I think the interesting part when you were talking about this particular scene here is that he refers to Adelaide and everybody else as the little people.
Yeah.
And when he goes onto his little God complex about, being the Time Lord victorious and everything, it was a little person that took him down.
Yeah.
It was a moment that he was not foreshadowed. I think he's still PTSD on the Time War, and he's finally come to this realization, I'm the winner. I'm the one destined, because he and that's where Donna's warning goes, please don't go alone. And he finally went alone as he did.
Mm-hmm.
And as usual, when he's alone, it goes badly.
Right. And this particular companion, it backfired on him. So, yeah, everybody could argue we saw shades of the Valeyard in there, or we saw, and I've mentioned on quite a few occasions that the Valeyard, in my mind, has not gone away. It's a battle he has to do every single moment of every single day of his life that he has to continue to win, or else he will become this.
Mm-hmm.
And the Doctor, we know that's why he's Doctor Who, because we know there's more to the Doctor than we let on, but we will never be clear of that. We know there is something going on with the Doctor that is beyond our scope and our comprehension. However, he's still in human form.
Mm-hmm.
And he still gets around that way, and he still occasionally thinks like a human. But I think at this point in his life, he's tired of the Time War. He's tired of what the Time War has done, and he's declaring himself the victor now. And he's going like, no. Time is not going to dictate me anymore. That's why I'm called a Time Lord. And at this brief moment, he gets the for a better term, the verbal bee slapping from Time, and goes, you're my little bee. No way. So,
because her death was a fixed point. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And he tried, and he was very convinced that he could change it. But at the end of the day, he didn't. Rob, you had some great thoughts that we kind of, like I said, we interrupted so I could do my thing. But please, what I want to hear some of your thoughts on the episode, because you definitely have some.
Which ones?
You tell me which ones.
We'll do with the Water of Mars, since we're talking about
water of Mars. I mean, specifically.
So, I mean, let's look at the concept of water, of the water that can take over a human being. It's such a unique concept, as I was saying before. There's a lot of fate, consequences of defying time, and all this just really adds to the horror of that specifics, because they have to figure out in a very timely manner not only how to not be infected, but how to defeat this. It was a fantastic episode. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Right.
I wanted to find out something else too, because I heard a rumor that the Russians or whatever have on our planet have dug into an ice age type water that they're now saying is possible sentient. Like the water doesn't match what's here on Earth because it's been so stuck under the ice that they think it's a new life form. Could you think that's like what happened at Mars when they went through the ice and they found the life form? Could there be life in water that we don't even know about?
Oh, certainly could be.
Oh, without question. I mean, there's so many microbes and organisms in water that you don't see. That I mean, we have stuff in there that can make you instantly sick.
Mm-hmm.
So if something like that can infect you, yeah,
Anything can.
I'm looking at this picture because that's that's I got teased a lot for that one.
Yeah, gadget.
Mm-hmm. The robot survived, except when it got lost its communication.
Yeah. No, it was just it was a good episode, and it was one of Tennant's last episodes. There was a two more. There was a 4 special arc to end his era,
Right.
and the next 2 was the Christmas and New Year's episodes that were a 2-parter with the Master again, with the Super Master.
He will knock.
Yeah.
So I mean, the episodes that we mentioned, they're all scary for all these different reasons. I mean, you have to give it to the writers. So like Listen, which was my number 4, you don't even get to identify what the creature is. The episode plays on the fear of the unknown, suggesting the existence of a creature that can camouflage itself perfectly. The psychological tension and ambiguity make it particularly frightening. It's just so well written.
Yeah, and I don't care that I don't know everything about it.
Right.
It adds to it. It doesn't take away. That was one of the criticisms that 72 Yards had, was, well, we never find out what the monster is.
Yeah.
What the point is, like, yeah, and
I mean, the question is, do you need to?
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, it's like sometimes the mystery itself maintains the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I mean, Listen was a really particularly great episode. One of my absolute favorites is Silence in the Library. That 2-part story takes place in a library filled with shadows that can strip flesh from the bone in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere and the unseen threat creates a deadly unsettling experience. That was so well written and so well put together that it's a spectacular episode.
Yeah.
The Empty Child, the Doctor Dances, episode 1's season 1, episode 9 and 10, is set during the London Blitz, which is a spectacular time. And then the episode features a chilling infection that causes victims to grow gas masks and seek out others. The haunting phrase, "Are you my mummy?"
Mm-hmm. I was very much considering picking that episode.
That the creepiness of that was just like,
"Are you my mummy?
Are you my mummy?" Just like
Mummy.
It's and then like when we were talking about Blink, that is such a renowned and suspenseful storytelling, that the terrifying concepts of the weeping angels who can only move when they're not being observed. That tension builds as characters must keep their eyes on the angels just to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of closing one eye and then closing the other eye only works for some people. The key.
The Super Mario Brothers video games did it better.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the key
so you're trying to say don't get anti-reflectant glasses because the reflectant will push the angel back.
Oh, well, that's possible. But they have to see their reflection immediately.
Yeah, but they see
the
like
moment you move your glasses, they're not looking to their eyes anymore. So you would have to like put them out there. I mean, the
put mirrors on each side.
There would be 2 people. One, both of you staring at the angel, and then the one doing task coming back as you blink, and then they blink, and then that person goes off and does the task. So if you plan it correctly, you could survive that.
We'll just keep a mirror
until a second angel comes in.
Yeah.
Or a third, or a fourth.
What's that meme I always see? It said, if a silence and a weeping angel would fight each other, who would win?
Oh, yeah, that would be funny as hell.
Actually, the perfect way to survive the weeping angels is to run into a house of mirrors.
Yeah.
I stand by that because the moment they walk in, there's a reflection, and then you walk out the exit and they're trapped.
So what else do we have in the comments here, Christian?
Sure. Let me go ahead and continue. Where are they? Mark says Demons is double ends and made it to #1 scariest Doctor Who episode. TLTT in 2023. Yeah, I think that was Mark's selection.
I just tried to share us to something real quick because one of my friends is looking for it and says our link is not valid.
Okay, which link? What are you referring to?
YouTube Live. I just went to go share it and it says the link is not valid.
I don't know. It worked.
I got YouTube running here. Yeah. So that's all right. Well,
please enter a valid link. Wow. I'll wait till it's over. Maybe then I can send it to him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or you can just send him the main link, which is youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Billy says, I don't have episodes, but I would turn on Tom Baker's. Oh, I can attest Tom Baker's Doctor Who on Friday at 11:30 on PBS, but I used to be scared of his intros. Yeah. That actually freaked me out as a kid too. If you saw him and you saw his face appear, and then you heard the music going or something like that, that used to freak me out. And then his face would disappear.
My cousin out because they used to do certain things.
and when the TARDIS would disappear, watching at night doesn't help. Yeah, I it's still kind of, I still got that. I still stare at the screen for a moment. I don't move when Tom Baker's face starts to appear. And then when it disappears, I start moving again. I don't know why. But as a kid, I did that.
You're an angel. You're an angel.
He's a weeping. Yeah.
You're an angel. Yeah.
He's a weeping angel. Mark is actually rating our episode, so I give Talon Weng-Chiang solid 8 scare factor, but it does feel more like a Sherlock Holmes. And London originally, Chinatown, London was in Limehouse East End, but moved to Soho after World War II. And Mark continues, as I give The Waters of Mars scare factor 7. Argument between free will and predestined love. The episode, predestined, love the episode. Time for Lord Victorious, more psychological. And welcome Ted to the show. I think this is Ted's first time in the chat. Was it the Seeds of Doom that had the same premise? It was Tom Baker. I think so. Almost certain. There was another Tom Baker episode. It was a little bit scary. And God, if anybody wants to put the episode in there, it was probably the Seeds of Doom, where it was a whole simulated town of robots, and they look like. I gotta remember that episode. It's been a while, so. But you might be right. You might be right, Ted, on that one. So. There you go.
All right. And Mark's got a good question for us all.
Okay, there we go.
Here's the question for the panel. Do you think Classic Who is scarier than New Who, or New Who scarier than Classic Who?
New Who, Classic Who's scarier. Far scarier. Some of the stuff that they did was pretty, timescales, and here's a good example. The Horror of Fang Rock.
Oh, God.
Scary stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're different sorts of scary.
True.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't think they necessarily one is more or less scary, because there's definitely some creepy, scary stuff in New Who. But
New Who is psychological versus jump scares.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's two entirely different styles. I mean, there's still some jump scares, but yeah, no, definitely. I don't think the two can be.
Also, you got to think of the world the way it was back then. We didn't have AI like this one AI actress that's trying to get signed, and all the other stuff that we had back then. We had just, what was it, cardboard cutouts and things and stuff that we had to use our imagination. And that's what I think that the downfall of scary things is. We don't use our imagination anymore because we know what's behind the smoke and mirrors, like the wizard.
Oh, thank you, Dan. It's the android invasion. So yes, it's a Tom Baker episode.
Mhm.
I think the Seeds of Doom was pretty bad too. Meaning it was pretty badass as far as if it's the episode I'm thinking. Like I said, now I've got to go watch some Tom Baker stuff. Great, which I have no problem doing. It's not like it's a bad thing.
I was going to say you sound so put out by that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I love Tom Baker. He's awesome.
I think it was everybody's doc to the first, like, because we all got to see him on PBS and everything.
Yeah, well, he like of all the doctors in the earlier Doctor Who series, Tom Baker was my absolute favorite. And then with the new season, like David Tennant really took the ball and ran with it.
Because do you think that they thought of it as they were big kids in a toy store? Because that's what I think they were. Because everybody else to me felt like, oh, this is serious acting. They took it as, I'm in a toy store, I'm going to play.
Yeah, I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Megalos is scary because Tom Baker, I don't know what they did to him, but they turned him into a cactus. So it's a whole thing.
No, scary is that other type of flower thing that we don't talk about.
I don't have every episode on tap in my memory, but I do have quite a few. Yeah, I think I need to revisit some classic Who again to catch up. And Dan says, have glasses made with mirrors on the inside. Put them on the angels while you stare at them. I'm just like, yeah, that's true.
The motorcycle.
Where were you when they were writing this episode?
I think Robin Williams says that that south of the Mason-Dixon border, all the sheriffs wear their mirror glasses, but the mirror's on the inside. So I think we're safe.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been entertaining. We got some good options.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. That's
so
another year of good scary episodes.
That's true. And as we go into this month, we're definitely going to be having some scary episodes coming up. So everybody get ready. We're entering October, and I'm hoping, we're talking to Jessica right now. Hopefully we're going to have another cosplay episode, so we're excited for that. And I know I saw your note, Dan. Yeah, just keep an email out with Billy. I don't know if you were here last week with the episode, but Billy was on and he went to explain that we are working on it. Bottom line, Billy and Chef Voodoo did not think I was going to sell out all of the barbecue sauces at the conventions, so that left him bare. So literally he only has one bottle left of barbecue sauce. So we are working on that. Just keep an eye out on your email, and Billy is working on getting the sauce out, but it's definitely worth the wait. And we're letting people know not only is the sauce coming out, but because of the way that they're having to do it, Chef Voodoo is going to be personally making the sauce. Normally he sublets it out to a company. He gives them the recipe, they put it together, but he's actually going to be making these bottles. So if you're interested in getting it directly from Voodoo Chef, definitely want to write to Billy when you get a chance. So just wanted to let people know what was going on with that. So, and Dave, a question for you.
Calendar countdown. I'm assuming you mean advent calendars. So I've got two different calendar things going on this year, both in the holiday season coming up. Here on the Traveling TARDIS, I've got a handful of blind bag holiday dice that was sent to me by 1985 Games to open as an after party for these episodes from Thanksgiving on, American Thanksgiving on. And my I don't have a Halloween countdown, although I should probably reload those last year's Halloween advent calendar. But I will have a Christmas Carol advent calendar going up at the end of November. I usually start it a little bit before December just to make life a little bit easier. So I'll have it. There will definitely be some calendar shenanigans later on in the year.
Cool beans. Just to run in through the chats real fast. Ted says number 9 doesn't get the love he deserves either. Yeah, definitely he definitely deserves more love.
His were all psychological.
For the most part, yeah, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Dan Hollyfield, as I recall, the first Auton episode scared quite a few people in England. Well,
Even Barryman, right? Scared. He said that one scared him as a kid too.
so, Dave, that's it. I think we can call it an episode.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to present it unless you wanted to go round robin and close it up over here. Joseph had made a comment on something. I wanted that to be the last thing we mentioned.
All right, then we'll swing around and do that last then. Gadget, where can we find you?
Well, next week, because I'm preparing for everything, is New York Comic-Con Halloween edition, and trying to find all my Wiccan clothing is not fun because it's the first year I can actually use all my own clothing instead of cosplaying other things and stuff. But also my books on lulu.com. Please check them out and everything, guys. I'm still looking for work, so this might be my only income at the moment. I'm trying to work on a discount code for you guys for the conventions, but it seems it just keeps messing up, so they're trying to fix the glitch. We'll be at the Boo at the Zoo coming up in the middle of October, and the New York Botanical Gardens for the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll have pictures for that and everything to let you guys know. Tickets are still available for those if you are in the New York area, Bronx area especially. And just anywhere, just if you guys want to find me a job or anything and stuff. But just say hi if you see me. Be kind, say hi. And also to all those caretakers out there, know that people do care and we are listening and stuff. And remember, it's October's Dyslexia Awareness Month. And if you know anybody that's dyslexic, please give a shout out and also donate, help get the word out that it's not only autism that has a bunch of geniuses. We are geniuses as well, too. And that we've been the silent type for too long, that we need the help, too, and everything to let us know that we still exist. So October, Dyslexia Awareness Month.
And go ahead,
Dave, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there because for some odd reason, we're not getting these into the chats. It's showing up in my chat on YouTube, so I'll read these out, but they're not showing up in StreamYard. So,
weird.
Rose Kirby says, doesn't anyone think Night Terrors, the song at the end, is spooky?
Ooh.
And she also says additionally, what about Midnight? Does anyone think that was scary? Yeah.
No, Midnight's always scary. Midnight's always scary.
Yeah.
And Timescale says Blink was right near the top for me until my wife ruined it by asking why they can't just okay.
That one went into StreamYard. I saw that one.
Somewhat.
That's what I'm saying. Something's wrong with the link. Something's wrong with the link because, like I said, it's not sharing. It's not. Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're putting in the chats, I'm at least seeing it in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, we'll go ahead and continue, Dave. I just want to make sure everybody got their chat in. So
no problem. Rob, where can we find you?
I have two channels. I have the Orlando Wizard, and that's on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And then I have Lupo Outdoors, which is a complete outdoors channel. Camping, hunting, fishing, competition, shooting, archery, everything. And that's also on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Excellent. And Rev, where can we find you?
You can find me here on the Legend of Traveling TARDIS. You can find me Sundays on Spill the Geek Tea at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can find me Wednesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern for Tasty Talk with Tasty Cake.
Yay. As for me, you can find me on my channel, The Rat Hole DOTCA, on YouTube. It's youtube.com/The Rat Hole DOTCA. Kind of sporadically right now. I've been doing a lot of video games, which is, if you know me, is very strange because I don't do video games. Sundays, you can find me on Spill the Geek Tea. Tuesdays, right here on Legend of Traveling TARDIS. The first Thursday of every month, you can find me on youtube.com/@HappinessPatrolShow. You hopefully saw that commercial during the commercial break. Happiness Patrol with myself and Melanie Dean, Justin Womack, that you might know from this channel, as well as some other friends. Check us out. The next episode is this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain, so 8 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we'll be in the chats saying hello. It's during the premiere of during the episode. And as well, my new show, Horses on Film. Scott and my cousin Cameron, who are both on Happiness Patrol, both decided we wanted to tackle the IndieWire Top 100 Westerns. And so every 2 weeks, we're going to be looking at a different Western movie. We've been recording for the last couple of weeks. First episode comes out October 13th, which is Thanksgiving Monday for the Canadians. Real Thanksgiving, not this late November thing. But we just talked about Rio Bravo with Melanie Dean. So if you miss Melanie on this channel, that's another place you can find her. And yeah, Kristen, where can we find the Traveling TARDIS and you?
Absolutely. This coming November, get your calendars out and make sure you lock it in if you're in the local area. The 13th annual Makers Fair, it's going to be taking place November 8th and 9th over at a Central Florida Fairgrounds. Your tickets now at makerfairorlando.com. I'll be joining with the Daleks of Florida. So definitely we will be going out over there, and make sure, again, you get your tickets at makerfairorlando.com right now, November 8th and the 9th, and we'll be out there that time. Please keep an eye out on our social media for any upcoming events that may be coming in between stuff. We're still sorry, I'm just looking at something. Okay, we didn't make where we thought we were, but I want to thank all 82,807 people for subscribing to us. So yeah, we bumped up a little bit since we've been here.
It was at 7 before, yeah.
Yeah, now we're up to 82,000, trying to reach our goal of 100,000 before the end of this year, and you guys helped us a great deal. So without further ado, thank you so much. The last comment that I wanted to put up, hang on a second. Everybody's putting their comments up now. Was from Joseph over at the No Name Trivia game. Can you believe it's been 7 months since Simon has left us? And that's just...
Please don't make me cry.
So without further ado, everybody go ahead and let's say goodnight to Simon as we end the show. Thank you so much for joining us until the next adventure. Everybody, let's say goodnight to Simon.
Good night, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
Good night, Simon. Tony, take us out.